Welcome back to Welsh Miniature Board Gamer, and today we're going to have an unboxing and review of these Frostgrave Demons for the second edition, or first edition, whichever edition you wish to use, it doesn't really matter. So these are the 20 multi-part hard plastic 28mm figures. So if you've bought any of the Frostgrave boxes in the past, you will know what you're going to get here. They are multi-part and they can make up to 20 of them. Now the back here shows what they could look like painted, and I think this is much more reasonable expectation of what you might get if you paint them up, as opposed to it's like a GW back cover, which is really done by the top 3% of painters in the world. So yeah, this is much more achievable. So this is made by Northstar Military Figures, as all Frostgrave, Oathmark, etc. Rangers of Shadow Deep Games miniatures are by. But you can use this in any game. That's kind of the good point, I think, of these. So you get two lots of these stands, which are the flat base stands that you stick your sort of pudding base onto, and you get 4 identical sprues for miniatures. So each sprue has got 5 miniatures on them, and some of them have got cloven feet, some of them have got booted feet, and some of them have got sort of, for lack of a better word, bending backward sort of canine legs, if that makes any sense. We got these sort of neck braces for deflecting arrows, etc. We got so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14 heads, because you've got the commander head as well. You got the arms, you know, for holding the shields, etc., or just sort of marching along. We got some crossbows on here, which yeah, look kind of nice. We got the quivers to hold the crossbow bolts, etc. And yeah, really nice. They're heavily armoured dudes, which look kind of cool. The weapons are, I would say, sort of very heavy and very crude in some ways. They look very sort of like haphazardly made, but kind of gruesomely constructed also. We have some demon tails, but the only thing about the demon tails are there's no real place to stick them on, so they're just, you sort of glue them on the end of the model, and that feels a little bit strange. So I'm not going to be using any of those. So the first miniature I got painted up, the first couple have got their varnish coat on them, so they're a little bit shinier than I would like, but you know, they kind of are what they are. And I will go over them with a more matte sealer at some point to just knock it down a little bit. I like this red armour that I went for. It's a speed paint, so slaughter red, I think, over a metallic silver armor color, you know, which makes it sort of give it a red sort of sheen of metal, etc. This guy's got the head of a goat, so he's more of a like a beastman look to him. Of course, next to GW miniatures they would be tiny, because this is more of a true 28mm scale as opposed to GW's I'm going to make it whatever the hell I want scale. So yeah, these will be infitted more with Oathmark, Frostgrave, etc. scaling more than GW's. So this guy I'm still painting. Well, I finished painting, but he's still on my painting handle, I guess you could call it, or paint pot, whatever. So this is more of like a true colour before I put the varnish on, and you can see the colours are a little bit more clear than when I varnish, because the varnish is reflecting the light a lot more, etc. But I really like this colour, and you know, I was trying out the scheme to begin with, but no, this is definitely the colours I want to go for my finished product, or finished project. Maybe that's a better word. Now, the one good thing about this is you could use these as your Frostgrave party, apart from the spellcaster. There isn't anything that you could really use for the spellcaster, but I'm sure if you got a Frostgrave monster wizard type thing, you could throw him in, and you could make up actually your warband of these like demon people, etc. Apart from they couldn't have a bow because there's no bow in the kit, but there is a crossbow, so you could, as long as you upgrade to a crossbow, that would be fine. So what I like about it is that you've got a lot of options here. You can make them sort of demonic or beastmanish, like this dude. You can have the feet that sort of like that normal, like bending backwards legs, or you can have normal but with cloven feet, or you can have the ones with they just got their boots on, and you can just have them as like a generic sort of warrior of chaos, or whatever you want to call them, equivalent of the bad dude in heavy armor, etc. So as a size comparison, this is a Frostgrave Barbarian. As you can see, this guy is big, even next to a Frostgrave Barbarian. He is quite big. So for scale, he is like a over 6 foot tall creature, but he's not like crazy mad height. He just is tall. This is next to Orla from the Frostgrave Companions, and as you can see, yeah, he's towering over her, and that's really quite fitting for anything demonic, I would imagine. It should really be towering. And finally, we have this shield maiden, I think, shield wolf, goblin, and he is about so high, so I would say about right. So that's it for this week. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you have, please leave a like, etc. Comment, I do reply, subscribe, etc, etc. But until next time, I'm going to say it's goodbye from me, Welsh Miniature Board Gamer.